Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back again to the Perfect World Masters Minor Qualifiers. Taking a look at the CIS region, it's Vega Squadron facing off against NaVi as we get ready to go into this game number 1 of the lower bracket finals. Want to let you know that I'll be going solo for this one. Got another buddy that's joining me in a little bit, but it was a little too early to get him in here. So Steven will be back in a little bit, Eos and Dota. For now, at least, it's Vega versus NaVi, like I said, and a couple of interesting things. The big news, well, not necessarily news anymore, but the big thing that sticks out to me about this tournament and the qualifiers and the way that it's gone is Vega's done quite well. Like, everybody's expecting to see NaVi versus Empire in the grand finals, and that's potentially what we could see, but Vega Squadron has really flipped the script around a little bit, and we're seeing a lot stronger of a performance from them than they were putting up just a couple of weeks ago. You know, I was casting a ton of those CIS qualifier games for the Star Ladder Minor and for the PGL Minor as well, and they looked not great. It was a little bit rough at times. You know, they were kind of running into roadblocks. I think that there was still some issues with Silent, who is the player that they ended up replacing eventually with Zayek, and he is the captain now as well. So, you know, stepping into the new role, stepping into this team that's very well defined, and you know, now coming in and playing that captaining role, it's a little bit different. And they've put up quite a good performance so far. In the first round, they ended up dropping to Gambit. But then they ended up going back later, taking down M19 from the lower bracket, Double Dimension from the lower bracket, Effect from the lower bracket, and now finally going up against NaVi. If they run the gamut, you know, this is sort of like that Liquid TI7 run. It's happening again here, but only on a slightly smaller stage in the Perfect World Masters qualifiers for the CIS region. But as far as NaVi, you look at this lineup and it's the same type of star-studded affair. People are, I think, definitely expecting them to be the ones that take this in game number 1 and moving forward. But it's not a foregone conclusion by any stretch of the imagination. You've still got Roger, who's come in and kind of revitalize the roster. Granted, Crystallize is there too. He's played a very good carry. But besides that, it's that same core of players that they had previously, General, Dendi, and Seneko. But you can see the effect that these teams have had. And, well, it's going to be a CK. Vega Squadron, I think, actually just ran this the other day as well. So IO, CK, and Tiny with a Nyx Assassin, and then lane support a little bit of Lich. Man, this is quite good. This is just like gank, run in there, find kills over and over again. They can relocate with either of those heroes. So even if you see like a Tiny on the map, normally that would mean in an IO draft that you feel a little bit more safe. Not so much the case when there's also a CK in the field. And the question is going to be how well that IO does against the Doom in lane, or rather against the Viper in lane, and also where this Doom is going to end up. I do believe that Vega Squadron have tended to run this in a support, or rather a core capacity. They've only actually played it one time. But we'll have to wait and see where it is that they end up putting it and who they end up putting it on. Last pick for Vega? It's gonna be a Medusa. Okay, so two very different but very clearly defined drafts what they want to do. The real you playing Medusa G-Fighter. I don't know if this comes online quickly enough. Like, Viper hits hard. He is going to be a menace in these fights. But it's like single target damage. Medusa basically does nothing for a long period of time. You do have your Stone Gaze, which is nice. And then, like, Afterlife is kind of there with the Doom. I think it's going to be a lot dependent on how much Afterlife and Slayer get done. Like, these heroes are so critical this game, because these guys are just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. They're the ticking time bomb of sadness that Vega Squadron are trying to build towards, where you eventually get Medusa and Viper just so farmed that it doesn't matter. You can't kill them in the combo with the Tiny. CK also is, like, you know, gonna end up being in trouble with Medusa if she goes for that Aghanim Scepter, or even just, you know, naturally tanky items also is the other way that you could go. But in either case, it's gonna be great. Dota 2 is happening. There is still a game going on the main BTS channel, so BTS 1
Prepare for battle.
excuse me. Mineski versus TNC that's currently happening. And we will host this channel on BTS1 once that game is done. But for now, at least, we're continuing on since that game went the full 3-game series. Just excuse me while I take a little sip of coffee there. So we got Mango Gaming. We got General sitting with 3 of them on this Nyx Assassin. Passive regen of 7.3. Absolutely everything is balanced with that. G is going to head out here also, getting a sight of the ward vision, make sure that nothing is going to be scouted out. We've got Crystallize up here top, and Io breaking trees. Roger and Dendy going to be the dynamic duo together.
30 seconds to battle.
But we do have an observer ward that was able to be placed down here, and this ward I believe was scouted, the Radiant ward. There's a chance that it might have been under smoke. I didn't see the smoke though. But Vega are deciding to switch it up. They want to try and get this lane matchup against the CK, but it looks like NaVi already realized what's happening. This is really good. So NaVi, they ended up, moving up here. They showed the CK, they showed the Lich. Likewise, Vega Squadron, they show the Doom. They decide to switch up the lanes, and now Medusa is going to be still going top against this Nyx Assassin. Mid lane, Slayer and G hanging out together. He's going to smoke now. Can they do this level 1? The interesting part is that if they actually focus Dendy, Roger is not going to be able to regen from this because he won't have any damage taken. So I think that if they're good, they'll focus most likely on Dendy. Oh, or they just try and kill Roger. Yeah, this is going to be a tougher gank now though, because if Slayer hits Dendy, Roger has all this regen that he can give him, unless they just kill Roger. That's going to be the tough one though. They walk forward, he's already caught, but he gets the tether away, and well, that's the tough part about ganking Io. Bottom lane, Afterlife, trying to get what he can against a Lich. It's never a fun story. Just continues to block out these camps and is going to have to sit with the speed aura. 12% movement speed. This is like the saddest of auras, but there's just nothing else for him to eat. Another block off mid. Unlikely to find any trouble. Actually, careful. Slayer might be the one that runs into some issues. Top lane, Medusa getting relative free farm, and down bottom, this first blood. They just fully commit for that. So a little bit of a stun, a little bit of a pullback in, and he's gone. Top lane as well, General trading with Zayak here. He does drop down a ward as well, so he gets a vision of General, but General is just going to be able to regen up. With the Tango going, it's at 14 HP per second. Roger will get the double stack. Can't get the triple with the Ancients, but you might not even want to do that anyway since there's a Medusa in the game. Snako, Afterlife, still trading pot shots. But we'll have to sort of keep our eyes on this developing story of, like, you know, how much Dendy is able to get out of the mid lane. Right now, sitting at about half the CS of the Viper. And that's really the big problem that you run into. And the other thing is they're not really putting any pressure on the Medusa. So, honestly, I feel like this is the lanes that Vega are pretty happy with. I don't know if it was intended for them, if they wanted to try and switch it up, but right now everything's going well. Like, sure, you lose Afterlife, but I think you take that. And he has Frost Armor now to counter out the Frost Armor that Snako has. Nobody is hitting each other for that much damage in this lane. That's what we can know for sure. All right, another round of stacking. Roger going for it. This does mean that Slayer will see those stacks. And it will probably be a point of contention a little bit later on in this game. As NaVi, not getting dove, but at least taking some damage. Bane rotating bottom. Maybe this is going to be a setup for something here. Lich does now see the Bane. That will signal to him to go over and try and get the side pull. Bane can't really come and contest this that effectively. One Reality Rift and he would be dead. Well, he might be dead anyways. They come back in there. There's the Frost Blast. A couple quick hots. And getting that minus armor, Mango Pop, right clicks there. Brain Sap is pretty good though, as well as the Nightmare. They turn to fight, Seneko in trouble. They end up trading the Nightmare. He takes it back, Diag, trying to walk away. All right, that was pretty sick. He needs to get out of here though. Does have another Brain Sap in 4 seconds. Can he get out? The creep is blocking him, trying to eat his way through. He does Sap, he jukes, he's able to get away from him. And now Crystallize, forced to run away. Oh wow, that was pretty sick. All right, very well done there. That is Diag. I totally thought he was dead, but the combination of being able to fog him in the trees and then also get the salve off, just very well done. Well, 4.5 minutes in rather, and Medusa has phase boots and wands. General is still sitting with tangos and not a whole lot else to his name. He is going to get the fully completed Poor Man Shield, but he's forced to bring out a salve as well. Yeah, this has not been a great lane for the Nyx so far. Granted, he has been able to get level 4. And you compare that to the Doom, who's only level 3, and things are looking a little bit better, but part of that's also the Lich. So, it's not like they're having a terrible time. Gee, kind of an interesting build here. Going for the Nether Toxin Corrosive skin. I like this. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go for more in a Corrosive. Like, being able to mitigate that magical damage is so important, this one.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
But bottom lane. And Seneko just being a pest. Frost Blast level 1. Get up on a mana. They're going to go in now to Zayak. But this guy, he is a liver. Trying to survive, trying to get out. He dropped the tree as well to break the vision. If you guys aren't a fan, this is the new player on Vega, and he is doing quite well. All right, eat the tree. Yeah, good job. He at least gets something for that one. So Bane lives, and again, showing why they like this hero so much. It's one of their most picked heroes so far of the past week or so that they've been in this team. 5 picks, 80% win rate already. Showing why it's quite a good hero. He does struggle sometimes with the team fight possibility, and that's still going to be the issue that I have with Vega going forward, is how well do they deal if Navi are able to get on kind of even stakes with them. And this is maybe one of the ways that you make that happen. They're going in and taking out these stacks, and right now, Vega Squadron, they knew that this stacking stuff was going on. Maybe you think about dropping a ward there instead of just letting them take it for free? Because now, they're missing a wave, but, I mean, you're getting so much more out of this by virtue of going in there and taking out those stacks. And now Earthshaker is going to go in. What am I talking about? He had this ward here the whole time. Slayer, I'm sorry to have disparaged you, my buddy. That's my bad. They knew what they were doing. This is why I would normally have a co-caster that would have told me earlier that I'm an idiot. All right, Vega, you know what's up. They already knew. They knew what was happening. They're on top of it. What a bunch of cool guys. Still, it is a lot of gold going towards Dendi. And that's something that you're going to need to be a little bit worried about. We saw Team Spirit do a really good job recently of playing some Tinies and doing the same build where even though there's the IO, you still go Blink first. And you just run around the map and make kills happen. But against the Medusa and against the Viper, that could be a little bit tough. Oh, trying to TP out? Nah, they don't have any way to break it. Too far away for a totem. But yeah, against these heroes, it's going to be hard for them to find a kill. I feel like they're going to need to focus this Doom. Probably killing Afterlife is going to be Dendi's best play going for the initial gank. Unless they bring a lot of heroes. Because right now, you look at this Viper, he's got maxed out corrosive skin, so his magic resistance is at 43%. So the damage coming from this nuke is just not going to be enough right now, I don't think. And likewise, if you catch Medusa without mana, it's probably a kill. But this is what it feels like is the crux of the draft for Navi, is getting Dendi this Blink Dagger and then finding kills around the map. And if that doesn't happen, you're losing so much value that you have built into your draft. Likewise, General getting to 6 is going to be really important. Oh, man, a shield. Gets the last hit, walks away, and looks like he's going to get away with it for free. Man, the real you. Trying to get away. There's a movement speed advantage for CK, but not enough so they're able to get out of there. Those phase boots getting that extra little bit of separation they needed. But yeah, you look at the net worth right now, and it's all fine and dandy. You got Viper up at the top. You've got the Medusa that's next up, and then Doom that's a little bit below them, but I mean, if you compare it, Roger is actually more farmed than the Nyx Assassin. And him just like casually and randomly getting CS with these spirits has been enough to give him a little bit of an advantage there. And maybe it's more just a testament to how rough this game has been so far for the Nyx Assassin, who does soak up 6 now, and they're going to go for a quick little vendetta, waiting to get full mana. I don't know if this is the right play. I don't think that they're going to find a kill that easily here. Yeah, they have the Sentry Ward down as well, so they know that Nyx is now 6, and he's going to move back up top. Does Io have 6? He's actually really close. If Roger can get 6,
Dire's bottom tower
and it looks like he might be able to if he takes out these couple of large camps, then they could go for a relocate, or just go for the kill with Crystallize. This is going to be enough here, probably. They have the follow-up stun, 2 seconds. He did get off the Scorched Earth, and actually, yeah, with Earthshaker showing up, they can't do it. So the first rotation from Nyx Assassin not going to bear fruit. Vega, just very big and tanky heroes. It's hard to kill them.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
A second tier 1 tower taken. And they are moving down bottom. Dendi now having the gold for that Blink Dagger. He's going to buy it, and looks like they're going to back out again.
Middle tower is under attack.
I will say that NaVi has done a very good job of stacking up the jungle, but it's been kind of tough getting everything else that they need. Does have a sacrifice here as well. Seneco's probably going to try and use this on a big creep to get full mana, so he'll have Chain Frost, and they can use the Blink Dagger. It's going to be almost revealed now. I don't know if they actually saw that, but this is the moment. You have Chain Frost available for Lich. They're going down bottom. They want to set up with the Nyx, and they want to kill Aloha. All right, there's the relocate in. This should work. Zayak is here, though. And Nightmare's the Tiny, trying to walk away. She is still going to go down. They managed to find a Doom, and it's onto the Tiny, but they are going to get the relocate away in 2 seconds, and Tiny's out of there. So they'll kill Seneko, but it's a heavy price to pay for just that Dusa. Doom used as well. Yeah, that was a good effort by the Bane, but when you bring that much firepower, it's just too hard to deal with, and it's kind of the worry. So that's the way to do this, I think. Like, you either A, go after somebody that's a little bit squishier like the Doom, like we saw up top, but you have to like chain those stuns together perfectly, or you go on the Dusa and just bring the house. And obviously getting the kill on the Dusa is a lot better. And Afterlife now gonna run into him. I don't think that this is a kill, and in fact with Bane they might end up losing a couple on their way out. Have a toss combo, trying to bring them down. They get the brain sap. There's the Nightmare turning to fight Roger 9, but Bane will too. Crystallize. He shows up and kind of going back and forth whether he actually wants to taste that chase, and now they turn it onto the Earthshaker. He does have Echo Slam, drops it now. Can they kill off Dendi? No. Double for him. And this is where things get spooky. You bring a couple of heroes, you try to save your teammates, end up losing a couple of kills. Well, 13 minutes in, 6,000 gold on Dendi. He has for sure started to catch back up now. And with these constant stacks in the jungle, like, look at all this injection of gold. I mean, sure, they take down the tower, but it's all the tier 1 tower is taken, and it's only a 2,000 net worth lead. Now, this is not by any stretch of the imagination a significant lead for Vega. If they can keep it even throughout this game or a little bit ahead, they're going to do good, but they need to make sure that they don't feed away these relocate gank kills. Which also probably means that General needs to be a little bit less on the map. Because right now, like, Doom can be out here and he doesn't have to worry about anything because he knows that General's down bottom. But General also needing to catch up, like, it's sort of a give and a take. Maybe they're realizing that they can't just snowball the win, and so he needs to get into something like a Midas. But if General gets ganked, oh man, I don't think that Slayer can make it happen. Tries to get the pull off, just gets one of the range creeps. That's probably what General is thinking right now. He's like, I could go around and try and find kills, but if I don't connect on those kills, it's really bad. And now he has his arcane root, so that's going to help a good amount. Have a toss. Caught Afterlife up top, but just saying hello. By the way, if you hear any sounds in the background, it's just my little puppy running around. It's my first cast while having the dog in the room with me, and she is losing her damn mind, but it's awesome. She's adorable. All right, 2,000 net worth lead, bottom lane. Another jump in. They go after the real Yu. He doesn't get taken down this time, and instead it's going to be Roger that starts to fall, and might even end up falling here completely. They can't quite get the relocate away. Zayak, he's going to get controlled. Vega, they tried to come back in and turn it around, but they're all going to go down. And you see that little wanting to hit that last right click onto the IO. He gets the relocate up top. Roger getting away. Oh.
Radiant's bottom tower.
And again, I don't know if Vega need to take these fights right now. Like, you definitely want to turn around and gank onto your Medusa, but as soon as you get that turnaround, you can probably just back out. And, you know, again, they want to make that turnaround happen and turn into a bunch of big kills for them, but that one step too far that ends up, you know, really hurting them. But NaVi, understanding what they need to do in this game. Constantly run at them, find kills. When relocate is up, you just go in again. 30 seconds and they're going to be out. But in the meantime, Vega, they want to make the move. You know, again, I don't know if I necessarily love this. General, they caught him, sort of. But they don't have dust. Yeah, I don't know if this is great. Obviously, you don't want that to happen. But regardless of the fact that the Nyx was able to break the smoke, bigger issue is that it's quite hard to fight into these heroes right now, I think. With limited initiation. An Invis rune might be the thing that makes the difference, but even that is kind of tough. And Roger's doing a good job of sending these spirits out to get vision in this area. So they can go into General here. Don't quite have level 6, but they're just going to walk in and doom them. Spike Carapace somehow manages to go off, but he will die. And Medusa is going to be going for that Aghanim Scepter build. So it's going to allow him to get in there a little bit earlier. Oh, gee, get a Dovon. Look at how tanky this guy is, though. 4-stab Echo Slam. The turnaround. They've also got the Beast Grip. Nothing to break it right now, but the Chain Frost is going to do so much damage here. I don't know if it's enough, though. This natural magic resistance is kind of making it tough for them to deal with them. And 4 dead. And Echo Slam laid down. I guess if you just TP in and Echo Slam 3 heroes, that's another way to win the fight. Because that was the big thing. Like, if they have Earthshaker Blink Dagger, these fights are great for them to take. But if you can just TP in and then get the same value out of it than you would a Blink Dagger, why not? Easiest Echo Slam of his life. Oh, very back and forth and scrappy game. It's a 3,000 gold lead right now for Vega.
Has fallen.
And you see Afterlife here. But likewise, it is the Bane also. Impale, relocate. All right. And I like this decision. Vega, they're just backing. This is scary. If you try and fight here, great Spike Carapace. That made it work beautifully. Oh my god, he's going for it. Snako died? No, he's fine. Yeah, a good decision to back off there. Vega realized that it can fight a little bit, but they don't want to fight high ground. I mean, that was like that right there. It's sort of right on the edge. Can we take this fight? Can we not take this fight? I think that if that spiked Carapace doesn't go off for General, probably Bane lives and they kill the IO. And maybe they go for more. But it's a good play by the Nyx to make that happen. Well, Ags almost completed for Medusa. On the side of Tiny, Blink, Echo Saber are now going back for the BKB. They realize that as this game goes on, it becomes harder and harder for them to fight, but they still have yet to take a tier 1 tower. This is the first one in the game.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
I mean, there is still, like, CK in the late game, who does become a big issue, but much less of an issue if you have this Medusa Aghanim Scepter that just clears through all the illusions.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
All right.
Dire
Echo Saber also done first Chaos Knight. I think that, you know, this is the other way that you can go with the CK, is try and just build him so tanky that
Radiant structures are fortified.
he can't really, like, it doesn't matter. His hero does enough damage. All right, you guys ready for the play? Here's the play. Crystallize, he's going for the Lincoln Sphere. He's going to try and Lincoln Sphere the illusion that the Mystic Snake hits. That's the play. Because it's slow, like, movement speed, right? The movement speed is what? Like, I want to say it's like 700 or something?
Tower is under attack.
Maybe 800? The return distance is a lot quicker. But if they can manage to, like, see which one the Mystic Snake is going for, that's 4,200 gold that's just not useful for the Medusa.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
It's not going to be easy, but we'll have to watch and see if that interaction happens. Bottom lane again, they're sort of set up, but it's quite tough against this Medusa to actually make a gank happen.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Well, Dendi now going back for an Aghanim Scepter. He decides to switch it up. I think this is another good decision. It was sort of that awkward thing where he's like, he needs a BKB because they feel like they want to try and really put the hurt to them right now. But if he buys the BKB so early, then you're in an awkward spot where your BKB charges are low in the late game. This allows him to farm more. It does feel like both sides are sort of saying, okay, or rather, at least NaVi are saying we need to farm up to that next tier of items to deal with this. With Medusa having her Scepter, it's going to be too tough for them to fight. And honestly, I don't know if they are really going to be able to hold this, because if Vega want to, I think now with Stone Gaze and this Stone Scepter, they can move in and, well, fight for Roche, but NaVi one step ahead. They're going to go in and try and take down Roche themselves. Now, there's no vision of this, but with the tier 2 tower taken, they should realize that something like this is happening, and I don't think they're going to get here in time. This is such a big play by NaVi. It slows down this push from Vega. Vega might still be willing to fight this. If they fight around a shrine, they have all the vision in the world. They see what's happening. They're going to walk forward onto Crystallize. They drop it down. No! He ends up getting caught out. He's able to dodge away from the Doom, and now the Stone Gaze has already been saved. And, well, Afterlife is low. They are going to be able to kill off Crystallize. So 2 are dead. And meanwhile, they find the kill onto Roger here as well, I think. Now dropping the Sentry, trying to get vision. They stun as well. Not going to get him. But G triple kill as he chased down General up here in the top lane, and they're still looking for this kill onto Io. The real you still chasing, but not going to get him. But that just goes to show, like, even though you have all of this, like, ridiculously strong, you know, survivability. What? What? All right, Vega. That was a little questionable. A little questionable.
Almighty money.
Radiant are scanning.
So
Yes.
we've got the Lincoln Sphere that's almost done. As much as I was joking about the Medusa Mystic Snake. There's still Doom that he needs to contend with. Not to mention Fiend's Grip.
Radiant's
There's like a lot of things that are rough.
Attack.
Oh, hey. He's also got his Shadow Amulet, so building in towards that Glimmer Cape pretty soon. Now Dendy's got a big old stick. Mr. Roger.
Haste.
Oh, okay. Stun, silence, combo. Can they kill him? Oh, that hurts. Oh, that hurts really bad. Oh, no. You used it all. You used everything. Oh, man. Aloha Dance gets out. 300 HP. And again, like, this is just that thing that we're talking about. As this game goes on, it really doesn't get easier. All right, Thrill, you settle down. You don't need to use both those shrines. The fountain's just like right here. Come on, buddy. So, Age is still there on Dendy. If Vega Squadron want to, I really think that they're in such a good position this game that it kind of doesn't matter what happens over the next few minutes, as long as they, like, don't feed away a ton of kills. If they feed away a ton of kills, if they start, like, chain feeding, this gets really, really bad quickly. Good Zayak. Just Shadow Amulet it out. He's got this, we're down, like, they see General walk by, and, man, this guy, he's a player. He knew that they were coming. The Shadow Amulet drops down a sentry, waits for them to show up, ready to Fiend Script. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. A relocate is available in 11 more seconds. But where do they want to go? Blink is there for Slayer. We talked about the Lincoln's almost done for Dusa also. Vlad's Drum Blink for Doom.
Radiant's top tower
this is going to be a completed Glimmer Cape as well.
Radiant structures
You have it on the courier? My God, that is a hefty courier. Look at that thing. Where the hell is this courier? Why is it just sitting here? It has the Lincoln's rested. Oh, because she wants to get the full Lincoln Sphere done. Okay, now she brings it out. G's just gonna have to wait on his BKB. It's like, all right, we're getting out of there. All right, now the question is, with the Lincoln Sphere done, with the BKB done, Aegis going to expire in 15 seconds. Where do they set their sights? It looks like pushing out mid is going to be the call. All of the tier 2 towers are already taken. They know that the Aegis is about to expire. Are they going to try and relocate? They just used Tether, though. So, 3 seconds away. If they would have fought right then, that would have been really good timing. And actually, they're going to be able to still. We'll see if the relocate comes in. It looks like it's probably not going to. It's a sleep onto the Lich, kill onto Crystallize. And now Vega, they're ready to go. They find that. Chain Frost still bouncing around, but it's going to be pressure for high ground. And with the 6,000 gold lead, this is going to be quite difficult to stop.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
So, and this is what we talked about during the draft, right? Like, if Vega get to this stage where there's basically like,
Dire's bottom tower
if they get to this point where Medusa has an Aghanim Scepter, it's going to be really hard for Navi to fight. The Medusa is just such a good last pick against the CK. Although, they did force the TPs back. There's actually going to be a relocate here as well. They've already taken down the barracks, though. Doom's still kind of in no man's land, but they're able to get the sleep onto one. They take the sleep off. Now Dendy takes down the courier, but are they just going to end up dying? Roger falls. Now they drop the Doom onto the Tiny. Oh, no. It's all falling apart. Afterlife, though, he's going to end up going down as well. The buybacks might be enough to actually save the day as she gets the Force Staff down to the south, and
Dire's
Looks like he
bottom barracks are
can
under
not
attack.
actually TP out. He doesn't have a TP. General's still looking. They ended up catching a sight of him just for a moment. Now they see G again and looking for the Impale. Can he dodge away from it? They end up connecting. But Crystallize, Io, everybody chasing. Looks like G is going to fall. End result, a lot of buybacks, and also the melee barracks down in the bottom lane.
New treasures.
Now, buybacks, how many were used there? It was just the buyback on the Io, actually. But I think that you take that, right? Like, it's a pretty big gold swing, and also the barracks. I think that NaVi are perfectly fine losing their Viper there. Granted, it definitely could be argued he should have had a TP.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
He might have used it as well and then got it interrupted. That could have been something that I missed there. But that's how it happens. All right. Next round, 30 minutes in, 15-11. And NaVi, 6,000 gold in the lead for them. Where do you go from here? Tiny definitely needs that BKB now. Oh, relocate bottom. All right, set it up, find the kill. Earthshaker turns it around. Stone Gaze comes out. Is she a liver? Does she get away? Afterlife shows up. He gets the hoof stop to follow. A little stun. This is the combo I love to see. You get a blink stun. 2-second stun for the Doom. And now Crystallize. Oh, God. Oh, he's in trouble. Run away, Crystallize. He's going to TP out. That was a good decision. Yeah. Well, I think as this game goes on, like if Nyx can get into an Ags in the near future, granted he's so far away from it, but he does have that Midas. Force Staff and Aether, like there's elements of this that look decent. It's just putting it all together that's quite tough. It's so hard to kill off these heroes. They really need to find the Bane, but CIS just having such a good vision over all these heroes. Echo Slam onto 3 to save Afterlife's life. The Fissure again, the Static Storm down, but G has now shown up as well, and now the rest of NaVi in a lot of trouble. That Stone Gaze got enough of a slow, or rather a stun, to get the Earthshaker out as well. And it's just falling all apart. They can't find even the smallest of kills at this stage of the game. Everybody has the items that they need to turn things back around. Like the Earthshaker Blink Dagger has been so key. Slayer's had such a good game. And now moving forward for Roche, this is looking like it's probably going to be the high ground push. Man, Vega. I'm not lying to you guys. Just a couple of weeks ago, or maybe like a week ago or so, I was looking at Vega and they were not doing good. They were looking quite bad. It goes to show, though, like how much a player change and maybe a mentality change can affect what you're doing. Not to mention bringing in this new captain.
Almighty money.
It's
for the dead.
It's a lot of things with Vega right now that are looking quite good, and I'm excited to see what happens going forward with them. But in the meantime, Dusa and Viper just daring NaVi to come out of their base. Snake and General up on the high ground.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
I mean, this is the thing. They don't care. Like, this is... Look at how strong these two heroes are, that the rest of the team, like, doesn't even need to be here. They're all set up trying to kill them in the bottom lane, so there's no chance for a relocate. Now, the question is, can the rest of them get out? Oh, Fiend's Grip, once he's right there and caught, they do not have anything to stop this, and, well, with the Doom to come out soon, Crystallize manages to take the tower with his illusion, so that's a thing. Actually taking down this barracks as well. They're going to lose the barracks here. But Vega still, I mean, it's a testament to how strong they are that they can just send the Medusa and the Viper over there and they don't have to worry about being brought down. They can gank with the other three heroes.
Radiant's bottom
It is
barracks are under
scary
attack.
that they lost that barracks, or rather, they lost the tier 3 tower to just the illusions of the CK. Yeah, I think that, you know, sometimes they say you just get brooded or you just get whatever. This is the game where they just got Medusa, and it's too hard to kill her off now. Not to mention Viper. Like, Viper it's a really hard hero to deal with. They force staff him to the low ground, pushing all over the damn place.
Yes.
But he can just stand up here unafraid. He's got the Aegis as well. We're gonna throw out the Mystic Snake and send it back now.
Structures are fortified.
3 seconds stun onto Viper. About the best thing that's happened so far. You do have Io and Tiny relocate, or rather TP into the bottom lane. They want to try and push this out and see if they can force some type of reaction out of Vega Squadron, as now 4 seconds stun. They're delaying. I mean, it's not great. It's not amazing, but it's something, right? The slow siege is going to continue as the tower is finally taken. And with that, Vega are going to back out now. They don't want to push their luck any further than they already have. A smoke up? Are they really going here? Slayer turns it back around. Found the stun. Snake almost goes down, but now that's a lot used. And Dendi is hitting onto these barracks. There's going to be that catch. And, well, he does have the stun follow-up, relocate away. He's gone and out of there. Bean script, though, still continuing. As they went bottom with it. They decided to relocate bottom. Dendi is going to take down G. That's just the Aegis, though. Can they get out with the rest of them? Dendi's actually left behind. But I don't think that he's going to end up falling. So they take down the IO, but they also take down the tier 3 tower. The ratastic plays can continue because if there's one thing to be said about Vega Squadron's draft, they're not very mobile. And that is a concern. Like, the longer and longer that they're able to stun and delay, the better things are coming. But it doesn't get a whole lot easier. That's the other big issue. Like, there's still room to grow on Dusa. She's got enough gold now for Scotty if she wants to pick it up. Not to mention that you just got that 600 mana talent 2 levels ago. It's going to be quite difficult to kill her off. But by the same token, you pop ulti as Crystallize, you know, go in and just send them all at the towers. What's to stop them? 12 to all stats as well. All right, Scotty is there for Dusa, dealing a lot of damage. Bottom lane, Seneko tried to set up there. I don't know what he was doing. But whatever it is not going well. Nice curb stomp him. Just outside of the base. In the meantime, Roger, level 15. He's gotten into the mana regen talent plus the armor. Glimmer Cape done for him. Next, going for the mechanism. A farmed IO can be a great benefit, obviously, as well.
Under attack.
But they need to keep these lanes pushed out. General? Alright, just dooming him. Hook Stomp as well, and he's gone. Oh! They've also got Crystallize. Ah, he doesn't have mana. That would have been really good. But still, it's going to be a game of cat and mouse this entire time. General forced to buy back. Oh, Slayer. Scouts out NaVi. Dendi is there. They need to catch the IO, though. Roger pulls the spirits in. He's ready to relocate in a second. Echo! Oh, no! Oh, how did that work? He got the damage out, but he must not have gotten the stun, or the tether came out right beforehand. Oh, that was such a good play by Slayer, but just a little bit off the mark. And, well, they will kill him, but, man, getting that Tiny out, take that every day of the week. That forced 4 heroes top.
Almighty money.
So 10,000 net worth lead, but again, they're being pulled all around the map. This is what you would kind of hope for Navi. It's still going to be so hard. Like, I still think that in these games, you need to be able to win a team fight. And the amount of, like, farm that the heroes need to make that happen is just, it's really, really tough. All right. This could end up looking really bad. Dendi is not dropping quickly. Slayer is showing up. If they can kill off Dendi right now, it'd be good, but Zayak is there as well. They turn it back around, just eliminate one. Can they get a second? She is taking a lot of damage here. They pull back in the Earthshaker. He's gone too. Crystallize, large and in charge. And ready to run at pools. But, again, the Medusa. Guerrilla warfare in full effect in the bottom lane.
At last.
And closer, that Aghanim Scepter for the Nyx Assassin. They have to back out every time there is a Viper or a Medusa, but that's still, you know, not the most mobile heroes in the world. The boots of travel will help for the real you. It's not going to make it easy by any stretch of the imagination, because Navi is still going to be a handful. And in fact, this is the other play that you can do. You just relocate in and you let your balls pop on the creep wave.
Shrine is under attack.
Push it out. That forces them all back. Well, Seneko and Crystallize. They're going to push out bottom now.
Dire's bottom shrine has
Zayak,
fallen.
he still could get blown up here as well. Seneko? What are you doing, buddy? Looks like he'll get out. That was scary. Oh, they got themselves a IO, trying to get his buddy out of there. Toss him away. Run for all you're worth, and then punch him to death. That is really the saddest storyline.
Top shrine is under attack.
Yeah, IO gets doomed, and you're the one that has to beat him to death with your big ass stick.
Has fallen.
Oh, they see Crystallize. No, they don't. No, they don't. Ah! There is no install TP. What? Oh. That's the longest TP in the world. All right. Now Vega. Lane's mostly pushed out. Medusa pushed out bottom. Dendi is going to go bottom. Or Medusa pushed out top. I keep saying that. Dendi is pushing out bottom. But the big problem they have is that it is the barracks starting to drop low. General still 1,000 gold away from his ags. They're just going to throw out the Chain Frost there to get everybody back. But they realize that, again, Vega, they have to retreat. They have to defend this bottom lane. They can't afford to leave it to get taken. All right, Shadow-Bladed Earthshaker, though, he does see Dendi. I think that they're just going to stop there and, you know, put the hurt to him and then back away. But another Roche will be up 40 seconds away. I'm just going to take another sip. Oh, my coffee is gone. Oh, rip.
Invisibility.
11,000 net worth lead. Seneko? Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, Seneko. Wasn't meant to be. Now, where's the rest of this team fight developing? They're in a weird spot. Eul Scepter keeping him alive, but he will eventually fall. And the rest of Navi are like, you're on your own, buddy. Relocate bottom. They're going for it. Oh, jump forward. Hook stomp. Well played there by Afterlife. They baited him into it. Roger's gone, and Dendi, he's also in trouble. They have the feed script. No way out of it. They were so ready. They were completely prepared. Listen to that guy giggle. He knew what he was doing. 40 Doom DPS as well. That is a lot of damage. Oh, Echo up top. Yeah, and this is where things really start to fall apart. Like the boots of travel and everything else. Like, you always have to be prepared that Earthshaker can just wreck your life. All right, Ags on Nyx. Let's see if they can do it. The final hold. They need to win a team fight. You also have Crystallize, who's getting closer to that MKB. but not quite there yet. Walking forward. Again, General, really long range with the mana burn as well as the Impale. It's absolutely out of this world. Look at that thing go. Chain Frost bouncing now. The barracks are starting to fall, but still, they're holding tall.
Dire's middle barracks has fallen. Dire's middle barracks
Never mind.
has fallen.
They're gone. All right. Yeah, okay. So, I think that this is like that point now where
Invisibility.
NaVi really don't have an answer. Like, the real thing is they need to kill Medusa. They have to kill Medusa, but
Double damage.
yeah, it's not gonna happen. So
Are scanning.
I think the game is pretty over. Like, I don't like to call them early,
Radiant's
but
top barracks are under attack.
the only okay, this is maybe no, no, it's not happening. They get the stun and the relocate back, but like, what's really happening here? You know, like what's the end goal there? You're delaying, but you're delaying for what? Like, I think that Vega just has the better late game. You can never really count out IO Tiny because he does do just so much damage. And like, the other thing is, I think that Tiny got a pretty big buff by having 2 runes spawn after the 40-minute mark. Because Tiny with DD is GG. Like, you look at how much damage it would end up being. It's probably around like 700 or 800 damage. And with IO, you can also make that happen, but it's a matter of like just not having a way to kill this Medusa. I guess maybe you can hope that it gets to a point where you have enough armor and survivability on the rest of your heroes that you can just let Medusa hit you, but even that, not to mention that you've got these heroes like Earthshaker in the late game that just demolish people. It's really like, for NaVi, you've got these 3 heroes, right? You've got Nyx Assassin that sets up ganks, you've got Tiny that relocates in, and then you've got Crystallize on the CK that carries you late game. But Io and Lich don't really provide that. Well, Io provides a lot at this late game, but it's positioning. Lich doesn't really provide that much in the late game. Maybe he goes for the 150 damage. Maybe he goes for the GPM and gets a bunch of Dagons. Who knows? Oh no. Oh no! They got him! Poor Dendy. Poor Dendy. They're gonna relocate in, but it's 10 seconds away, and they're not gonna be able to keep him alive. Alright, well, there's a DD bottom. Slayer will scout that out. I'm sure Medusa is going to go pick it up. And that might be the push for the final set of towers. Is she even going to go for it? Alright, Medusa doesn't give a damn. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. It's all falling apart. Even further damage. Crystallize pops the ulti. Can he get out of there? And the answer is, well, he might even just kill everybody. Double kill for Crystallize. If Medusa isn't there, they don't have an answer for Crystallize, but Medusa... what? Cancel TP? Oh, General with the plays. That might be enough, actually. If they can kill off G somehow, some way... Alright, they can't kill off G, but they can get away. That's huge, though. That's tremendous. And they're actually able to kite her around enough that they might have enough now. She doesn't have mana for Mystic Snake. They've drained all of her mana. The real you in trouble. Impale comes through. They're having another round of stun. They're going to start to bring her down. This is such a huge kill. Crits for 1,000. MKB popped. They buy back on the Doom. Oh, man. Are we really going to be in for this big of a turnaround? It's a BKB popped and, well, they don't have any reveal for General. They try and hoof stomp, but he got Force Staff. Now the relocate, the turnaround. NaVi, are they actually going to do this? Are you kidding me? They don't have buyback on this guy. They catch 2 with the Impale. Oh, General. General, what a player. 7 die in the space of a couple minutes, and this is going to be the Aegis as well. All right, Zayak, he ends up taking down 1. That's the Lich, but it's only the Lich. Medusa's coming in now, but they're getting the Fiend's Grip. What? Another canceled TP? The Earthshaker canceled his TP! They were set up on top. Vega Squadron is crumbling. How is this happening? It's been an 8,000 gold swing in the past, like, 2 minutes. Not to mention buybacks used. What is going on?
Radiant's middle tower is under
All
attack.
right. They don't want to use buybacks, but they might be able to force a buyback from the Viper here. Probably not still, because, well, maybe. Chaos Knight does have ulti. It's that awkward moment where, okay, they have Cliff. Thank goodness for that. That would have been tragic. But General is going to be here as well, the backup Dendi. You've got the CK in the mid lane. He's splitting up his illusions. They buy back on the Viper. They know they have to. Echo Slam bottom lane. They've caught one. Dendi's still alive, though. She is there. They've taken down that first lane of barracks, but that means that there's nobody to deal with Crystallize in the top lane, who's still dealing the damage. He's going to back out, though. So the final tally ends up being the IO and Tiny taken down for the bottom lane of Rax. But that was such a big turnaround there. And again, General finishing off this Aghanim Scepter has made all the difference in the world. That TP cancel here in the bottom lane and making sure Medusa couldn't show up. And then the second TP cancel that came out from the Earthshaker, who's trying to get back into the fray and help out his Bane. I don't think that there was any way that they were going to be able to kill off the Viper now that I think about it more. It was probably for the best, but still, man. It's only a 4,000 gold lane. Look at that graph change. Vega, they're going to try and smash their faces against the top lane yet again. Buyback status. What are we looking at? They have it all. Oh, if they catch General, though. All right, this is the bait. He has buyback. Or they can just wait for him to come back here again. So Doom is now down, and General is going to probably live, it looks like. He wants to make sure that he can get here. It honestly probably would have been better if he would have just died. But he's going to burrow himself under. They're going to try and catch the real U, and Pale is out again. They've got Mana Burn, which is really hard to deal with. Went for the reality, the Lincoln Sphere blocking that one. Again, they've caught him. There's going to be the Fiend Script, and he goes forward. He's going to jump forward as well, trying to take them down low. They turn against the Stone Gaze. Impale goes out. General's still catching on to him. The Hoof Stomp is going to be able to connect onto one. Afterlife still very tanky. All that mana. The Echo Slam is down, but they force staff him away. Still not falling. Impale is out. Can they get this kill? They're controlling this Medusa. She literally can't go anywhere. Out of mana! And brought down again. NaVi, I was ready to throw in the towel for them. They are making this happen. It's also Vega Squadron kind of squandering their potential, but it is Mega Creeps. With Medusa down for 70, can they make this Mega Creep comeback happen? NaVi, they've also got the Auctioning Core on the next Assassin. You know, earlier this game, I gotta put this out there, I was saying that I felt like General shouldn't have been showing his lane as much as he did. And then I thought about it more and I was like, well, maybe the reason he's doing it is because he needs to make those plays later on in the game. He needs to get that Midas and needs to start, you know, snowballing. And that's exactly what he's done. You know, normal to play your hero a little bit differently than you normally see people play it, and actually like get into these items. It's made all the difference in the world. They could not win team fights before that Aghanim Scepter, and now he has Ags and Octarine, which means that Impale is on a 5-second cooldown for a 2.8-second stun. And now with no Medusa, they don't want to buy back. It's that awkward timing where they're going to be able to take another lane of barracks, and she's not buying back. A second away, they go forward. Glimmercape barely saving the Bane's life, but they're turning now. Echo Slam hits onto nothing. General, he's still living through all of this. They're going to get Mega Creeps of their own. Crystallize does get stunned the extra 2 seconds as well. It's a little bit of a problem now. Chain Frost bouncing back and forth between two of them. They focus in. They fully take it down. Now they need to get out. No! Now they need to take the goddamn game. The CK buys back, but he doesn't have a way to get back into the fight. They relocate them back away. Dendi tries to bring down Slayer. Have they gone too far? They take down Seneko as well. He buys back. You have a buyback on the Tiny. They break the TP away from Roger, and he is going to fall. But they got Megas. Both teams now with Megas. 54 minutes in. It's an 8,000 net worth lead. Now 10,000 net worth lead for Vega Squadron. They have to hold against this push. The scary part is they don't have a Tiny to go for relocates into the base. They're going to be on parity as far as creep distribution once they push out these lanes. But until that happens, they need to defend. They've got to push out one extra wave here, and it looks like they will be able to down bottom. But they're going in for the kill now, and they don't have the next assassin to win the fight. There's no tier 4 towers. This is a really tough hold right now. Vega can just walk forward and start to hit the tower, I believe. They just need to hit the Ancient. And this is what they're going to do. Avatos combo. They don't take him down yet. Man, they're still so survivable here. Chain Frost going out. Crystallize starting to fall low. Is he going to be able to get away from this one? No. That's 2 minutes with no CK. And finally, they might have gone too far. They're going to lose them all. And GG is called. They made him work for it. But in the end, it was Vega Squadron that take game number 1. 55 minutes in with both sides having mega creeps. My goodness, what a game number 1. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for watching. G, a hell of a player in this. I do have a co-caster that's supposed to be joining me for this next game, so you won't have to deal with my theory crafting and mislabeling of things too much longer, but I appreciate the willingness to stick with it. Game number 2 right around the corner. The winner of this faces Empire. Vega Squadron on their way towards a grand finals berth in these qualifiers. And up until this point, we pretty much have only seen NaVi versus Empire in the grand finals. All of those games means that Vega had a lot of tape to watch, a lot of games to see, and a lot of theory crafting to do, and they come up with an answer. So game number 2 right around the corner, everybody. Again, Lyrical Doty, your caster for this one. We'll be back in just a little bit more from the Perfect World Minor. There are too many qualifiers going on. Sorry, guys. We'll see you in a few for game number 2.